we're going to talk about this. Washington playing overseas, playing in Spain. Washington playing in a lot of primetime games. We're playing Chicago Monday night in Landover. So I'm super excited to kind of see a lot of these that rivalry there. Us seeing how we measure up against the AFC West, to seeing the AFC defending AFC champ Chiefs and how good they've been in regular season. Seeing you guys and how you guys are emerging, and how we kind of mimic each other in that. I love I love it, but I'm also cautiously optimistic because I'm fully expecting that sophomore slump. I'm fully kind of expecting everybody to have tape on us and they step their game up because we've come out to be contenders. So I'm excited to see what are your thoughts about Denver's schedule?
I agree with you. We do have you guys. We do have the NFC East. So like the schedule, and then we also have the AFC South.
Ooh,
So that's the other one. So we go play the
yeah.
Titans. We got to play the Texans. We're playing the Jags. That kind of stuff. But one of the games that I am definitely looking forward to, and I'm sure you've got this circled on your calendar too, is November 13th
Mm.
rematch.
Oh
And it's
yeah.
nice to see us playing each other
Hmm.
in this. I mean, we were going to play each other anyways because of the having to play the NFC East, but
Hmm.
it'll be a nice game to see that one.
What happened last time we played?
You won on a technicality. Let's not go there.
We won is what happened. We won. Let's go.
Okay, just for that, when we do you call it
Let's
in the
go.
regular season, I'm
Let's
pulling
go.
out that
Let's
cat.
go. Let's go.
How
No
easy
penalties.
not to
No
discuss
flags.
this.
No flags. Let's go.
We get along fine, but every once in a while,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Cannot wait.
we're fine until we're together, and then it's gloves off. We're done.
Right. Right.
The other game I'm looking forward to is um, PS2 and Sauce Gardner playing against each other in London.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm going to be looking forward to, and the Chargers game at the end of this season because
Mhm.
I have a feeling like last year they always do it with the AFC West. I don't know why it is. They put all of our games at the end of the year pretty
Yep.
much where we're doubling up. And then it's either the Chargers or the Raiders that we're usually or the Chiefs that we're playing, and it's a playoff. You're either in or you're out. So,
Right.
and I agree
Right.
with you too. Well, there's some concern with some sophomore slumps going on. So, hopefully, what we did during the off season will help settle some of that, and so that it's not as bad as it could be. But I mean, if we all look at the Texans, look how CJ was not doing well in the beginning of the year, and by the middle of the year, it started gelling. So we'll
Yeah.
just see how those things go. So the next
Excited
one
about
we're going to bounce off to is the holiday games.
absolutely. Absolutely. And we alluded to that a little bit earlier talking about Washington. But first, let's go to Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Obviously, we all know Dallas normally plays on Thanksgiving. Detroit normally plays on Thanksgiving. Over the last several years, KC's played on Thanksgiving because of how good they are. Who's playing this year, and what's the schedule?
Okay, so the schedule goes the 1 p.m. game, which is traditionally the Lions game.
Hmm.
That has been moved from 12:30 to 1 p.m. So that is going to be the Packers versus the Lions.
Hmm.
So that's going to be a conference game. Then at 4 p.m., Janae and a few other people, and including one of our special guests, are going to be watching the Cowboys play the Chiefs
Hmm.
for Thanksgiving. And then there's going to be a good AFC East, right? Yeah.
So
Yes. With the Ravens playing the
north,
Bengals.
north.
The AFC North. I
Yep.
always get East and North confused all the time. And it's my division. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I know where they're at. I just can't always put them in the right places. So that one will be an interesting game too. So
Hmm.
that one's probably going to have playoff implications.
Oh
So
yeah.
we'll be able to
Absolutely.
see like how and when Derek Henry's going to hit his 1,000 yards.
Yes, exactly. How well he'll be doing if there's going to be a resurgence with the Bengals. Before we get to the Christmas games, we talked about what we're going to do for the quarterbacks. Let's kind of do it here. Start, sit, bench, because we all know there are certain games where you're just like, okay, I'll go eat some extra food right now. I'm not going to watch this because it's not anything. So what is the main game you're going to be looking for? What's the one that you're going to be like, if I'm sitting there if I'm full in the chair and I'm just not going to move, then I can do this, but I can also fall asleep. And what's the one you're like, all right, what's on? What movie can we watch?
We should call it start, sit, sleep.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Yes, I love that.
Well, I'm going to get an early nap in because I'm not going to watch the Lions game. Yep. So yep. I was asleep on that one. I hate to say it, but I have to. I'd have to then sit the Cowboys and the Chiefs, and I will start the Baltimore Cincy game is what I'll watch.
Prime time.
Yeah, primetime game is what I'll watch because
I got to go with you.
Cowboys playing Thanksgiving. Sorry.
Well, and see, so the only reason I would potentially put the Cowboys up as number one is because I would love to see them get massacred at the altar of your boy Kermit, Mr. Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, God, I would love to see the boys massacre Kermit. See, we have opposite reasons.
Right. So that I'm definitely gonna want to see that. So I'll be sitting for that one to start. I think you're right. I think the implications for the AFC North matchup between the Ravens and the Bengals is just too high. I think the Bengals are gonna have a bounce back year, and then obviously the Ravens, were 1-2 with the Eagles in rushing last year. I mean, we saw how far they went. They had a couple turnovers away from and a dropped 2-point conversion away from potentially at least going to overtime against the Bills. So yeah, I'm loving that one. Look, shout out to our guy Alex Loosemore. Shout out to Nick and Delilah and all that. But I'll probably be saying prayer and eating eating turkey through the first part. I might watch previews, but I'm like, nah. I mean, but we don't know. They could both be, one-loss teams at that time. We're definitely expecting the Bears to be pretty solid, so that might be the prime time. But yeah, I gotta agree with you.
Okay, now we're gonna move to Christmas. I'm gonna change this one up a little bit early. Which game are you gonna watch before the presents?
Mm-hmm.
Have on while the presents, then which one are you going to sleep during?
I like that.
3 coming up on Christmas. So there's 3 games on Christmas because it's on a Thursday night game. It's on Thursday night, so there will be a Thursday night game. Everybody's going to know which one I'm going to be watching, and everybody's going to know which one Sean's going to be watching.
Same here. There's one.
So the noon game is going to be a nice little NFC East matchup between the Cowboys and the Commanders.
Let's go.
The next game is going to be the Lions versus the Vikings. So we're sensing a pattern here. NFC East, NFC North, AFC West. The last game on Thursday night for Christmas is going to be the Chiefs versus the Broncos.
Ooh.
So to play our start, sit, sleep, I will sit for the Cowboys and Commanders game. I do want to see that one.
Okay.
I will sleep during the Lions and the Vikings and work off that turkey somehow. And then, of course, I'm watching starting the Broncos versus Chiefs. So no matter if we're in the tank or not, I will be there.
Right. And for me, so technically there's only one game. And then if that game goes well, then the other games can happen. Because if the first game goes wrong, there ain't going to be any other football for the rest of the day. But no, I got number one start, definitely Washington versus – that is one of the Christmas gifts. I'm okay with that. I was like, thank you, we got it. Washington versus Dallas, definitely want to see that one. But equally as intriguing is your matchup. I am so interested to see KC, Denver, potentially full strength, potentially coming down the stretch going
We only have
into late
3 weeks to
November.
the 3-4 weeks until the end of the season,
Exactly.
so it's
Exactly.
gonna be a playoff it's gonna be a playoff implication game, so and it's gonna be on Thursday night, so I don't have to unlike a couple of years ago where I had to sit through an atrocious Broncos game during the middle of the day with the family going, "You like these guys, why?"
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's like, what are we seeing? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, they're bad right now. Just leave me alone. That's my present to myself. You leave
right.
me alone.
Leave me alone. So yeah, no, I'm right there with you. And no disrespect to the daggone the Bears and the was the Lions and the Vikings. It could be. I think that NFC North games are always good. Divisional games are
Mhm.
good. It could be a great game. But the other two are just Titans for me. And it's just like watch the first one, get a little rest, and then watch the nightcap. So
Mhm. Yeah.
that's where I'm at. That's where I'm
Okay.
at.
Now
But
we're
now
going
Tina,
across the pond or down
oh yeah.
south. So, overseas games this year, there's going to be a game. Week 1, we have a
Mhm.
game that'll be in Brazil,
Mhm.
um, in Sao Paulo. That is the Chiefs and the Chargers. Week 4 is the Steelers versus the Vikings.
Mhm.
And that's in Dublin. Week 5 is Vikings versus the Browns. That's one of 3 games in London.
Yeah.
Week 6 is the Broncos versus the Jets. That's also in London.
Mhm.
Then we have week 7, which is Rams versus the Jags. That's in London.
Mhm.
And then week 9, Mr. Dinklage himself's Dirty Birds are going to be flying to Berlin to play the Colts.
Mhm.
And then week 10, your Commanders are going to be
Yeah.
playing the
Yeah.
Dolphins in Madrid.
Oh
So
yeah.
those are the games. We're going to play the same game we just kind of played earlier, except we're going to
Mhm.
call it Get Up Early,
Yeah.
Follow, or check the scoreboard the next day.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I'll let you go first. I'm gonna put this up.
Okay. We because we got more than 3, there's multiples on this one. Um, the Chiefs and the Chargers game, the Broncos and the Jets, and the Commanders versus the Dolphins. Those are my get up early games to watch.
Mm.
Somehow I'll be watching them in some way. My follows are Rams versus Jags and Falcons versus the Colts. And the
Mm.
other 2, as far as I'm concerned, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll check the score the next day. I mean, the Browns game, it's the only kind of like prime time game they have. So
Mm.
it'll be interesting to see by like week 5 what's going on with their quarterback room. So,
Yeah.
and the Vikings 2 game, well, they're about 2 weeks apart. The Vikings having 2 games overseas, that'll be an interesting test for Mr. JJ. How about you?
Exactly.
What are
Yeah.
yours early sleep?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Half of these are sleep. Honestly, get up early. Obviously, the Washington game for sure. The London Broncos versus Jets games. Patrick Surtain, Sauce Gardner, which is personal for me and for you and I. So I'm so looking forward to that. I'm definitely gonna get up early on that one. Chiefs Chargers. It, anytime. I mean, the fact that it's starting off the year. And anytime you have that type of a matchup, a divisional matchup, a team coming off of all the success that the Chiefs have had, to a
Mhm.
team that we've all said, hey, the Chargers, they have talent, but they just can't get over that hump.
Mhm.
And I'm maybe this will be that year, but this will be a great start. And to do it overseas, I think that's huge. So yeah, I definitely want those are the ones I'm getting up for. Um, what was it? Check the scoreboard, the Falcons game for handy, and trying to see what the Colts are doing. Um, maybe the Vikings Steelers. I'm gonna be
Not worth
honest
it
with you.
for me.
Yeah. I got the Vikings Steelers, the Browns or the Browns Vikings, and the Rams and the Jaguars as a. I'll just check the stats later. Like if I get up and see them, then okay, but I'm not going to be chasing those games. I just don't think JJ McCarthy. I've already told you how I kind of feel about him. I mean, I would love to see the Browns situation at quarterback by that point, but that has as much chance to kind of be very intriguing and at the same time as much chance to be a dumpster fire. So I'm kind of like, I want to see just to see what they're going to be at that particular point. But I really have no faith in the Jaguars. The Colts we'll see. The
Well, the
Rams,
Jags are always going to be in London at least one game because of
right?
Tom. So
Yeah,
you're
and
going
we
to play the
saw
Jags.
right, and we saw when they went out there the last couple times. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. Definitely get
I'm
up
just
early
happy
for
that
mine
this time our
here.
London game isn't the night after the Halloween parties, because last time it was Tina wasn't pretty in her seat.
Right, I'm about to say, yeah, just stay awake. Just don't even try to go to sleep. Like, come on.
You still had makeup on from the night before.
Yes, yes,
For
dedicated. I
those of
love it.
you, I'm a huge Halloween person. I love dressing up for it and everything. And last year I had my inaugural Halloween party, and I've decided I'm already doing it again. So,
Get it. Let's go.
all right,
Let's go. Oh
last
man.
one before we head into retirement. Another one's week one games that we think are important, interesting, could just kind of like some discussions about some of this week one stuff. So I have three that
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at. One is Minnesota versus Bears on Monday Night Football. That one I
Mm-hmm.
think is going to be a big one. You're going to
Mm-hmm.
get to see JJ, and you'll also get to see the Bears play. So
Mm-hmm.
you get to see whether some of the decisions and things that the Bears have done over the offseason are going to pan out. So how they're going to be doing in their first week. We'll see. I mean, they're two teams that have question marks. I
Right.
know Nick and Delilah, and even my father, and a lot of my other Bear fan friends that I have are, though everybody that I have talked to, they have kept their positivity under control. They're not
Mm-hmm.
saying we're going to the Super Bowl this year. They
Mm-hmm.
understand like it takes time. It's going to take time for that team to gel. You've replaced a lot of players,
True.
especially on your offensive line. You're not if they get it together by the first week, more power to you. Make a run for
Mm-hmm.
it, Bears in the
Well,
NFC North.
especially
Go for it.
especially with the news that came out that apparently Caleb Williams and his dad were kind of trying to work around going to Chicago, and that might just be some off season news, this clickbait type news is out
Well,
there,
because
but
I think they saw problems with the organization and with the
yeah,
coaches, and it's the same thing. You and I talked about this when what happened with Shador and with the Mannings and with Elway and those guys. If you're coming into this situation and there's a lot at stake with these kids coming in, so
right,
you, you I can I rightly see the concern they had. I
hmm
just sometimes how you deal with that concern is something that I don't always agree with. But you know what? We're not in their shoes. We
that's
don't
true,
know what that's
that's true.
like. So,
Yeah, to see
um,
that, yeah, that's crazy that Caleb Williams was. Well, I could
well,
understand it
we've
because
heard rumors of this before
yeah,
that
we
they
remember, and
were
he was trying to get a part ownership of the daggone team. So when they didn't let him do that,
right.
you knew he
Yeah.
was trying to see whatever he can do. But he didn't have the kind of power that some of these other big names might have as far as
Well,
their
now they
parents.
would have. Well, could he? They might now. They would be able to possibly buy in, but I don't know if he'd be able to buy in as a limited partner while he's on the team.
Active,
Yeah,
exactly. And
active
so
member.
we'll see.
So his dad probably could, but who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be Tom Brady's son that will be the one that'll break that barrier.
Good old Tommy.
Sorry, I had to say.
Yeah, stick it in
I
there. Just
saw the joke
stick
and I
it.
just
Yeah.
let it run straight for
Oh
it.
God, Tommy boy.
Okay. The second game, I'm going to leave the last one. You know which one I want to
Oh yeah.
have be the ending one because I think this is interesting. The second game that I think will be interesting will be Geno Smith's debut with the Raiders
Yes.
versus the Patriots with Drake
hmm
May.
Yeah.
Um, it's going to be, are the Pats as good or better than what people think? Because there's two
Hmm.
camps on that. And two, like, how is Gino and picking up the running back and working with what's his name, Brock and all those guys?
Hmm.
How is that working
Hmm.
out for them? So week one's going to be an interesting game to see. So
Oh yeah.
that's one of them.
Yeah.
And the last one is Giants versus the Commanders,
It's gonna be a good one.
because Abdul Carter, who makes everybody else look like a tater tot.
Big dude. He a big dude.
Thank you for that picture, Mr. Dinklage. I got a big chuckle out of that one. It'll be a chance for them to show, like, did the defensive players that they pick up, are they going to do what they need them to
Yes.
do
Yes.
in your division?
Right.
Because you guys have got a lot of high powered offenses that are there,
Right.
and I'll let you
Oh
get
no.
going.
Yeah. No. It's going to be um something that I'm going to want to watch, because I've told you this before. You know, a lot of people, we've all shot down on the Giants. Giants ain't been really great since the Eli years. I mean, they were good and getting to the playoffs a couple years ago, and beating the Vikings or whatever. But they've been struggling over the years. I've told you this after the draft, them getting Abdul Carter and pairing him up with Thibodeau and Burns and those guys on the D line. I think that's going to be a test for any offensive line. But I think that's going to be where it's going to be a true tell. How good can these Giants be? Russell Wilson, can he have another resurgence after he's been on his third team in as many years? You know what I mean? Well, that offense, Malik Neighbors, the wide receivers, can they do anything? It's honestly, I want to know what they can do. And then obviously Washington, to have the success that we had, we did far better than anybody expected. But now I'm waiting for the letdown. I'm waiting for this year and to see what's going to happen in that first matchup. Look, we were 5 in the last, I believe, 9 games. Five. I think we're 5-3-1
Mhm.
against them. And before last year, we were 5-1-1 against Daniel Jones. Like he was whooping us. So I'd never take the Giants games for granted. So that's going to be a big one. And then in your division, talking about the first game overseas with KC and the Chargers, I think that's going to be
Mhm.
the same type of situation. One team is
Right.
seemingly established, the other team is trying to, take that next step, and they got to win in division. So yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be sitting there like, I talked to Sean about this ahead of time. Like, if you look at the Giants' schedule, the first 8 weeks they have, it's bruising. They play the
Hmm.
Commanders, they go to the Cowboys, and then the Chiefs the third week after. And they play
Yes.
the first two games away. They finally come home. Then the Chargers coming down after the Chiefs. Then they go to the
Rough.
Saints. Then they come back home and play the Eagles, Broncos, and Eagles all
Yeah.
in the next 3 weeks. So, kind of like what Ben had talked about there. Yeah. Is there going to be a betting pool as to when Dart's going to start?
Right. Right. My
Because,
question is, do they just totally bypass Jameis and go straight to Dart? You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like we
or
that
my
quarterback
joke
was
was
another.
like, if they can make it through this and DeBoll is still the head coach, they might have something there. And then the rest
That,
of it's not as bad, but it's still not good. It's like 49ers, Bears, Packers, Lions,
mm-hmm.
Pats, Commanders, Vikings, Raiders, and then Cowboys. So
Yeah.
they, for a fourth ranked team,
Fourth
they
in the
got a
division.
rough schedule.
They absolutely do. And I'm excited about it on one side, but then I also look at them a little bit differently than some people, and I think they're my
Yeah.
dark horse to do decent this year. So
Yeah.
we'll see, but I think they are for me what the Raiders are for you, where it's
Yeah.
like they suck, they suck. But I
But you
still
can't
kind of
you
you
can't
can't take your eyes
you
off them.
can't
Yeah,
yeah, you can't count them out because there's parts of their game that is good.
Yeah.
And if you are moving on to the following week and you think you're going to beat them easily, they're going to get you. Like there's a reason they call them trap games.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
And they always hit. They
Yeah.
always hit. All right, Tina. Look, let's go ahead and move on from talking about the schedule. We're talking about one of the teams represented on the schedule. The New Orleans Saints have been in the news after getting a new coach, Kellen Moore. They obviously traded Lattimore, Marshawn Lattimore, to us, and up until recently, they had a starting quarterback, and then he retired. We
Well,
already
they had an injured starting quarterback.
Yes, and then that's what I was going to say. Tina and I reported earlier that he was potentially planning on sitting out the year with shoulder injury, but it looks like now he's going to hang it up for good. Tina, what does this mean for the Saints? Is this a good move? I
Well,
mean, is
do
this
they
the
have a
right move?
choice? I
Well,
mean, if he
yeah.
retires, they don't have a choice in the matter. Is
Hmm.
it something they would have liked to have seen? I'm going to say absolutely not.
Yeah.
Like you're sitting there, there are three quarterbacks they have in their locker room. Oh, wow. Sorry. The sky
Raining.
just turned green and rain is just going
Oh,
in wind all of a
oh,
sudden. Welcome to Chicago.
right.
Stand around for an hour. You're going to get new weather.
Right.
So they
So,
had Tyler
so.
Show, Jake Hayner, and Spencer Rattler. Like
Hmm.
Spencer was a rookie last year.
Same with Jake.
Hayner was not a rookie, but
Yeah, he
kind of
was
more like
rookie.
a journeyman, as I would call him. And then
Hayner was a rookie.
Show,
They both came in last year.
they both came in last year.
Mhm.
And then Tyler is also a rookie. So you're sitting there, you probably had plans
Young.
to use Derek Carr to train these guys, like help
Hmm.
bring them up and develop them. And Carr
Yeah.
just goes, adios, amigos. Have
He wasn't
fun.
having it. He wasn't having it.
No.
Ah, and what? And it's to your point, Tina. We already knew the writing was on the wall. We already knew he was potentially going to be out this year. But to your point, it's kind of like, is that the
He
reason that
needed
he
time
decided
to
to just
sit
go?
on the sidelines and help them.
Right. Right. So, but is that the reason why he decided to go? We've seen quarterbacks. Brett Favre did it to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers did it to Jordan Love, where they're like, my job is not to teach this young kid. My job is not to train up the kid that's going to take my job. You know what I mean? So, is this a situation where he's like, I'm not going to train these guys. You want me to sit here and train these? Nah, forget that. I'll just go quit.
Well,
Like,
Carr's also been a pretty private person. Not a
mhm,
lot of his life is out in the press or anything like
true.
that. He's not a Roger Moore that feels like if he doesn't have the press
Oh,
following him
Roger.
around everywhere, hanging off of every little tidbit, that he doesn't have a career. So we don't know. It could have been something that they talked about, and he just said, "No, I don't want to do that."
Yeah, this is it.
Jumped or was thrown.
No, it's like what?
The dog's like, what just happened? um, yeah, because like Spencer Rattler wasn't when he played, he wasn't lighting anything on fire.
No.
Like our team pretty much rattled him very quickly in the game we played
What
with
about
them.
right?
Yeah, but don't bump. This would be a question for Nicole, like what she would think about this. So, but they're going to have to do what they're going to have to do. But I also think Roger Moore still has not signed that $10 million offer from the Steelers.
And
And Kirk. How do you like
honestly,
that, apples?
that could
Got a
be. I
third
mean,
spot they could land.
it could be. He could do it. I wouldn't advocate for that because I don't want the Saints to.
Oh,
They
I
already
think
have
those
enough
would be
mess.
toxic in that
Right. They
environment.
already have enough mess. Speaking though of a veteran quarterback, I'll put it in air quotes because he's somewhat a quarterback. They do have Taysom Hill, who has
Yeah.
played some quarterback snaps, but I mean, I really wouldn't I
Yeah, but
really
they've
want
been
to have him
mostly
as my
wanting to
main
use him
guy.
more like a running back wide receiver, not so much
Exactly.
the quarterback
Exactly.
anymore.
So I
They've
wouldn't
got
use
to develop a quarterback down there. You just have to do it. So,
him.
um, well,
That's
he was decent
true.
enough to throw to Mims for a few touchdowns. So,
He was, yeah, he. It was a big issue. There was a lot of issues with his, not personality, but just kind of his
right
mentality towards
fit,
the
right
game.
program.
Right, and he didn't, and then obviously, and he had Caleb Williams right behind him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that kind of messed with him, and he struggled. Caleb came in and dominated, and he never saw the field again. I do think Rattler had a resurgence when he went to the University of South Carolina. Had a
Mhm.
couple decent years, and then obviously parlayed that into a contract. But he grew up. But yeah, that's it's going to be interesting to see, can he be somebody that can put a whole franchise on his back. But we'll see about that. Get out of my head, Mr. Yeah. But he is retiring, and to Tina's point, these will be the three quarterbacks that will come in: Spencer Rattler, Tyler Show, and Jake Hayner. So young guys. This is a GQ thing. All these are young. You know, look at them. Oh my goodness. Look at Hayner in the back. With leaning back, looking into the picture. Come on now. At least we know they're lookers. The ladies might like that because I don't know about their play, but they, at least they got that going for them. Might be a rough year for them.
Holy moly! Sorry,
Oh,
you
is it coming
guys.
down? Yeah.
Oh, see if I can get the camera to show it.
Oh,
That's
wow.
what is outside my window right now.
Jeez. Oh, wow.
So if all of a sudden I have to log off, like the wind until 8:15, up to 65-mile-an-hour winds. So
yeah, and you're up
sorry
there
if all
too.
of a sudden I'm looking to my right because my windows are rattling.
Yeah, I was like, I can hear that. Hayner looks like a cashier just told him they're at a boba. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Good old Jake Hayner. So look, we'll see. Derek Carr is retiring. We'll see who is going to take his place with the Saints. All things considered, I still think it's going to be a struggle for them this year. A lot of their pieces have left.
A QB battle right there.
Yeah, and we don't know.
It's going to be moving pieces. Like somebody may play for a week or two, not play well, and might have to bring somebody else in to try them out.
Absolutely. And I think the biggest factor in all this, and shout out to Nathan Snell, was talking to him, they're going to need to get some production from their run game. Obviously, they have Kamara, and then they have Kendre Miller, who came from TCU a couple years back. Guys, they can play. They can run. They're good backs, but they can't seem to stay healthy. So if they can't stay healthy, that's the good running game is a young quarterback's best friend. So they're going to need to figure out a way to stay healthy, get that running game going. But we'll see. We'll see what Kellen Moore does. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a quick breather. And then on the other side, we are going to bring in a couple guests. And we got to talk about GP, George Pickens, and going to the Dallas Cowboys, among other players that went to the Dallas Cowboys, because certain people, I will not name them, let my famous running back from North Carolina go to the Dallas Cowboys. But
he didn't produce.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Maybe it wasn't the right system.
Hey, I'm
right fit.
Could be.
We'll be back.
Payton's not known for allowing 1,000-yard receivers. Everybody,
rushers,
rushed by committees. So
that could be another thing. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, buddy, that was my guy Anton Benton, creator of Awesome Artisans. You can definitely follow him on social media. Awesome underscore artisans on Instagram. He's on Facebook. Man lives out of Virginia Beach. Will travel up and down the East Coast and through and to and through the Midwest. Although I don't know if he's gonna be able to get there because apparently it looks like there's some swirling over in Chicago right now.
Oh no, they're
Uh,
saying severe thunderstorms are going to follow this. So
Okay, all right. Let's try to get this thing started. Before look,
I
we
have a
have got
closet. If I have to run, it's not a big deal.
right. Oh, we might have to. We got to send it to the chopper. Get her out of there. All right,
You
we
should
got
see me picking up the cat and running.
Chewy. Let's go.
Let's
Chewy's like,
go.
what? What's going on? Yo, we got to bring in
Oh.
our two guests. Oh, yeah, lightning.
No, it's just a lot of rain still.
All right.
Something just hit the window. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
All right, we're gonna bring in our two guests because we have to talk about this recent move. George Pickens traded from the Steelers to the Dallas Cowboys. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very interesting to see. So first and foremost, we're gonna bring in my guy Jared Harmon. What up, Jared? J Rock, you there? And while we're waiting for him, bringing my dude Anthony Handy. What's going on, Handy?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Back up. J Red got a hold. David Farrell. And he was like, "Oh, he ain't there. All right, Andy."
Well, look. When he didn't show up, I had to bring it down because I didn't want to do that, and then you didn't show. Then it's like, all right, let's do this again.
I've been sitting.
This is
here.
live.
I've been sitting here making faces and making comments in the comment section. Why the hell I wouldn't be here?
All struggle, no tuggle.
Exactly. That's what you got going on right now.
There it is. So you know what it is. We got our guys on here because there was a very interesting move. George Pickens headed to the Dallas Cowboys. I'm first and foremost just going to say I'm not thrilled about this move. The guy can play. He can ball. Yeah. He's also going to probably fight half our team, but he can still ball. And he's familiar with us. Steelers played us last year, and he kind of he was chokeholding some of our guys in the game he played last year. So
I'm just saying he gonna fight half his own team. What you talking about?
Look, the man gets down, but as long as he plays, people are all about it. Tita, talk to us a little bit about this. He's a good player, but add some context. How good is he?
Well, so far in his career, since he started playing for the Steelers in 2022, he has 174 receptions, 2,841 yards, with an average of 16.3 yards per catch. He's had 12 TDs. Now, last year, he had 59 receptions alone, 900 yards, 15.3 yards per catch. He only had 3 TDs, but his longest reception was 44 yards, and he was playing with Mr. Wilson. So, which I looked at the stats. Wilson did play better than Dak. But if Dak has his numbers from 2023, Pickens could be in for a pretty good year.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. The guy can play. There's no question about that.
But it's not just on field.
Oh, right. And Handy, you've seen this guy all the way since he played at Georgia. You've seen how good he is. We know that.
Wait, hold time out. Where did he play again?
Oh, at the place behind you. The place behind you. You see what it is.
Yeah,
you see what it is.
On the thing
hey. Pump your brakes, man. You're speeding. Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes.
Oh, okay.
Pump your brakes, all right?
Okay, just for the record, somebody from another team had a player get arrested, and it was not ours. The first time since 2022. So.
You know this man, Handy. You know him. You watched him. You know how good he is. When I believe it was your first championship of the two. He's hurt all year long. Comes in what the SEC championship game and has that
SEC
huge
championship
catch.
game. Hadn't played all season. Coach Kirby said, "Go do something." He lays out, makes a
Yeah.
one-handed, like behind. I'm exaggerating, behind his neck catch after he hacky sack kicked it with the heel of his foot and caught it for like 72 yards, set him up for the first touchdown. So he's an insanely good player. The guy is physically gifted. Now he does have his set of personal issues, but as we know, both in high school, I said both. That indicates two. In high school, in college, and at the professional level, as long as you produce results and don't bring too much detriment to my brand, I will continue to pay you. Now, if you take off your shirt and do jumping jacks as you exit the stadium during the middle of the game, we might not ask you to come back. But
yeah.
I'm sorry. We just talk about
one former wide receiver from Steelers.
Oh yeah, we talking about that's somebody else we're talking about. But this kid is insane. When he's on, he's on. He's I put it like this: if he had his head on straight and stayed healthy, he could be considered one of the greats.
But now we do have to address that other side. We have to address going back to game you told me about that I had to go look up, the Georgia Tech game, where the game was over. You guys had already won.
The game was over well before it started. So it was 52-7 is the third quarter. And Pickens had scored a touchdown, and I think he scored that touchdown to put them up 52-7. And then like touchdown, dogs, blah blah. We got some commotion in the corner. I said, please don't let it be. Please don't let it be. Damn it! George Pickens has an opposing player from Georgia Tech holding him up against the wall like Debo, and like Craig is holding Debo, talking about where my money, Craig.
Right.
I got nothing for that. I don't know what that is. I think did you ever know somebody when you were growing up that you just had a feeling was just a little different, like the kind of guy that would use his head to open swinging doors for no reason at all? I'm not making that up. I had a guy in basic training that did a battle buddy that did that in basic training. He opened swinging doors with his head for no reason whatsoever, and he was definitely different. I think that I'm not trying to make fun of it if there is something clinically wrong there, because it is a very serious issue. But that boy just like to fight. He lives to fight. I think he's in the wrong sport. He should have been a boxer.
I don't know. I think the Cowboys do know how to deal with characters, right?
That's the other part.
Well, yeah, if they win the Super Bowl, they get to go to the Hall of Fame, even though they had some proclivities while they were in training camp at the barbershop. Did I say that out loud? Seniority, rookie.
Look, they're not. If they were not convicted, if Jerry made sure that they were not convicted, then they are fine. But yes, there is definitely a lot more of the what's that white paint that's on the field. There's a lot more going on with that white stuff.
Anyway, but you got the. I'm so glad y'all got the reference. What's he doing with his shoes? Anyway, George Pickens, that guy, if he could ever just learn how to not fight, if whatever it is, if they could just isolate that part. I mean, we got AI now. We should be able to come up with the surgery. If they could isolate whatever that is in his brain that has him wanting to fight every doggone game, then he would be a hella player. Hella.
I think that's part of the issue, going back to your point, that if you can play, people will overlook that. But and Tina, you said it too. Cowboys have been known to take players that might have a questionable past as long as they can contribute on the field. Well, we know Jerry, everybody sits here and wants to talk about Jerry wants another ring. No, Jerry wants another million, another billion to add on to Jerry's world. Jerry wants to, worry about not closing the blinds so his players can't catch passes in the game.
That ain't what Jerry wanted. That ain't what Jerry wanted.
Jerry definitely did. No. Jerry sabotages his own team. He
Did you
sabotages his own team. Trust
but
me.
you did you not
Trust
watch
me.
did you not watch the press conference? The man said very plainly he wanted him some glory hole.
No, oh, jeez. God, yes. Oh, Jerry. Jerry, Jerry, Jerry.
Did I
If
say
he's
something
not,
wrong? I said
look,
something wrong again, didn't I?
if he's not doing that, he's sitting there calling into fans podcast and talking about he can fire them and get another host and all that. Jerry knows what he's doing from a business perspective.
Very
He
smart
still
business.
has the
Very
keys.
smart businessman. Very smart
Yeah,
businessman.
still has the keys, but
Because to a degree, football, even though football is a sport, professional football is also entertainment. It's not quite WWE level entertainment, but it's also
it's getting
entertainment.
there.
And Jerry would make a great manager in the WWE. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
He would. He's got it all down. He's got it all down. He's got it down. Every time Dallas could have Dallas could go 16-0 and nobody's talking about it. And they're talking about something else going on someplace else. And Jerry would just go on the interview and say something crazy, and everybody will flock to it. And all of a sudden, all the focus is back over here. Close the curtains, Jerry. Close the curtains. Anyway,
You mean to tell me a loud blowhard with lots of money could make it in a big role in this country?
don't do that.
We already knew that could happen.
Don't
because
do
we
that.
all knew that.
I mean, you already see what the Linda McMahon is doing. I mean,
Don't do
WWE gets you to be in education. Oh,
Don't do that. Don't do that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last ever episode of Let's Talk Football Breaking News.
Jerry, listen. I honestly, at the end of the day, this move for them is, I hate to say it, but a really good move. We've seen a couple other pieces that they've added to their team, namely Javonte Williams from the Broncos. Thank you, Tina. He's going to play. Trust me. Have you ever heard of a guy named Alfred Morris? He balled out against us. Oh, he's going to ball out. I believe it. And the other part is they don't have Ezekiel Elliott's gone. Tony Pollard's gone. Even Rico Dowdell is gone. So they're going to have to give it to this man. So he's going to get.
I thought for real, you was going to say Rico Suave, and I wouldn't. I was prepared to not bat an eye because I know that's right up Jerry's alley. But he really does exist.
I doubt it. Yeah. This is going to be interesting. We'll see how it plays out. I like you guys am waiting for that first fisticuffs and to see what he says after in the press conference and see how Jerry handles it. And I already know. I'm just going to see how Jerry's going to handle it. All you got to do is look at that stat line. If that stat line says 5 catches for 127 yards and 2 touchdowns, Jerry's going to say, "Oh, I don't know. He's just a passionate player." If that stat line says 2 catches, 17 yards, and 3 drops, he's going to be. We got to get him together. We got to figure something out with him, or he might not be here that long. So Jerry's very much about that. If you can play, he'll pay you.
They didn't hear you, preacher. Say that again one more time.
Jerry will let him know. Shoot, in a heartbeat. If you put up the numbers, Jerry will sit here and back you to the cows come home. We don't care what you got going on. But if you ain't doing it, bye. Gone in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
And I was just gonna. I'd also say it's almost like
he got money
with Pickens that makes him.
I'm putting up numbers. Is this the right kind of numbers I got to put up for Jerry to give me $3 million? I need to put a 4. That's what it is.
Look, you close to him, you can get it.
Try out with the team, and then you can discuss numbers.
I can just be a ball boy. Don't they get paid like $120,000 a year?
No. Bruh, you stayed away. Just show up. Just show up and say, I can announce. I can do something, Jerry. Look, I'll be in control of your blinds.
You don't want those clothes because that's a talking point. It's a talking point.
It's just the fact that he blinds his own team.
Have his boys out there looking like Stevie Wonder.
You're just like, what? I couldn't see. Thank you. That is great. Yes, Jerry. That's why I know Jerry ain't worried about no Super Bowl. Jerry's not concerned about that. He's worried about bringing in the players that are going to bring in the attention. And to your point, Handy, George Pickens is going to bring attention, whether it's good or
Mhm.
bad. You're going to want to see how good he's going to play,
No
or
such
you're
thing
going
as a bad
Well,
press.
exactly.
by that same margin, then why didn't he draft Shador? Because Shador was going to bring all the attention.
I think you and I talked about it. I think Tina, you and I also talked about it. I think there is something to be said about who is going to be running things. And with Shador there, even though his dad will be coaching, his dad will have some kind of say. And while I think Dion and Jerry are close, two alphas, two chiefs, it don't work.
And
I don't think.
also, I think if Shador had gone to Dallas, it just would have been said he wasn't that good. His dad just got him the job with Jerry because he
Hmm.
played for the Cowboys. It's just innate.
Especially with those rumors that came out before with
Mhm.
is Jerry gonna hire Dion? Then it's gonna be like, oh, you didn't hire me, but here, go take my boy.
Yeah.
So very real possibility.
Yeah, but with Pickens, I think what makes him want to fight is what makes him a good receiver.
Hmm.
There's something in there that when he just switching the brain and he's gone. He
Oh
just
man, not like how they retcon B.A. Baracus in that 18 movie where he didn't want to fight nobody.
He said, I'm in peace now. I don't fight anymore. It's like, wait, what? Rampage? What?
You make those points.
Yeah, something is it. But again, it's all depends. It's all about perspective, how you look at it. Because, like you said, if you're not winning, then that's a problem. This guy has an attitude. This guy, he can't. We can't trust him to do X, Y, and Z. But if you're winning, then people will very quickly say, "Oh, he's fine. Oh no, he's good. He's good." That's passion. That's
Fine,
yeah. What do
fine.
they say about Tommy? Tom Brady. That's passion.
You mean the grown ass man wearing the shiesty on his head that looked like he hadn't combed his hair in 3 years?
Look,
That man
look,
is fine.
look.
I know.
What?
Listen, I'm gonna say this, and this is not this for. I'm just gonna go ahead and give this disclaimer for those of you that are sitting right now waiting to type and get angry about what I'm gonna say. You be quiet. Just listen to context. There are people right up under the underpass, 2 miles down the road from here that look just like that. Jared could have come and got a whole heap of those and said they was passionate.
Mm. But they didn't do what George Pickens did.
Yeah,
Come
but
on now.
but they would still fight.
But they ain't got that skill. Come on, Handy.
Look,
They got that skill.
sometimes you just need to send an enforcer in there to set somebody else off their game, make them fight and get tossed out the game, like hockey. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about another.
Look, well, maybe that's what he needs to be playing.
Yeah,
He may need to be playing hockey.
Playing for the Stars instead of the Cowboys. I'm just throwing that
Need to
out
be playing
there.
for the
well, to borrow
daggone.
a line from a great movie, it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how this plays out.
Yes,
You delivered
that's
that very
perfect.
well.
That's perfect. that goes along with
Lines in the movie. That's a bold
That-
strategy, Cotton.
that goes along with on Let's Talk Football, the roundtable Tuesday nights this fall, when Delilah was talking about have you guys seen Office Space? Then Tina just comes. What would you say? I just want to be a gangster or something like. I was like
I just want
the
to be a
timing. I was like, what? That was perfect and just so nonchalant. I was like, yes, gold.
Tina
Comedy
delivered.
gold.
Let me tell you something. For those of you that may be watching this show for the very first time, let me tell you something about that lovely lady right up there in the corner. Some of her most hilarious, gut-busting lines she delivers just like this. With this face.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, look, to the nth degree. Love it. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we weren't able to get my guy, Jared, on the show. Actually, just had a brand new baby not too long ago. So, doing the daddy thing, taking care of stuff. we will definitely get him on another time. And then, are you good? Hold on. They see you straight now.
Ah,
Yo, are you good?
Hear
We just got a
me?
message.
You hear me?
Yeah, my guy. What's good, man?
Man, what's going on?
How you feeling, buddy? How you feeling? Y'all got a wide receiver.
Well, we're trying to make moves. You know what I'm saying? Substantive moves. And
Oh yeah.
they might deserve to be called, America's team to me at this time, perhaps.
America's
That's
team.
how I feel. That's how I
When's the
feel.
last time y'all been America's team, bro?
Quite some time, at least to me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. But,
But look,
all in all,
what
man,
up,
I'm
Jay?
really excited, man, for the season. I'm really excited. The moves that we made, it was a slow crescendo to getting George Pickens, but very excited, if I must say, and the season though, that excitement, not too excited about the schedule, but
it's gonna be rough.
Hey, Jay.
I mean, it could be, but I think there's some underrated things about the team, at least on paper, because nobody's practiced or nothing like that. But I think there's some underrated things about the team so far that I can at least maybe sip a little bit of the Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? I've had a couple sips. I don't know if I'm drinking all of it, but I've sipped a little bit.
Excuse me, Mr. J. I has a question.
Yeah.
Was you sipping the Kool-Aid when you bought that hat in your profile picture?
I was definitely sipping the Kool-Aid at that time. We was definitely.
You was talking about some underrated stuff. I was like, that hat is definitely not underrated. That's
it fit the day and the time for the picture to be taken. So I felt good at the time.
Okay.
It was good.
Man, you too cool for me to clown on, man. You'll get frustrated or nothing. He just roll with it.
Man, it's cool. I think it's funny, man. I think it's hilarious, man. But no, at the time, I was a much more devoted, Cowboy fan. So yes, there was more joy in my eye at that time. Now, all we know is pain. You know what I'm saying? But this year, this year
it will be another year of pain. Go ahead. Keep going.
Man, okay. Let's move on to the next segment. You know what I'm saying? I'm here.
Okay, there's the nerve.
You guys.
There's the nerve. I was wondering if somebody was gonna find it.
Really nice, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else is just
buried kind of deep, but he got it.
You know what I'm saying?
He got it with acupuncture accuracy. Right there. It's like, yeah, we got. It's like kissing a dragon. He hit him right. The Jet Li hit him right in the back of the neck.
It's not enough to be a Cowboys fan. I gotta get it. I gotta get some more on top of that. You know what I mean? That's okay. That's okay.
Hey man,
that's okay. You already know what games I'm excited to.
You might well just be a Falcons
Christmas,
fan,
baby.
Christmas. Oh, Christmas. Listen, Christmas could be good.
Oh yeah.
It could be real open and shut. Here's everybody's gift. Bye. Thank you.
Right.
Nobody else.
I've already told people if we don't win the rest of the day, there is no other games. Game's over.
I'm hoping that we win that game on Christmas. Because it could turn into the Scrooge real quick. You know what I'm saying? Just what's wrong with you?
Oh, yeah.
You know what happened.
You watched that game today.
You saw how it turned out. It's Christ's birthday anyway.
Right. I don't want to watch football. Who watches football?
All of me. I'll be all about the main thing then. Hopefully,
I get you.
I think that's that's a good market. Now, the only game that I thought was just I thought it was a bit personal was the Chiefs on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I like that. What's wrong with that?
On Thanksgiving.
Make Kermit bleed.
Oh man. and that's the thing. No, you know what, Tina? That's at the end of the day, you're like, man, well, I know, he's Pat Mahomes, but we still playing football, so let's try to knock him around or something. I mean, I can't think of a more uncomfortable opponent for Thanksgiving. Like
Yeah.
I have done some Thanksgivings, and you would think that I'm not even a part of the family based on how it went. I mean, just the vitriol, the pleasure that was taken in the losing of the Dallas Cowboys. I would be in the basement, and my aunt would yell at the top of her lungs, "How did they go again? Y'all losing! Y'all losing!" You know, you trying to finish your mac and cheese, your uncle up there cussing you out, y'all, you know, and then you got your aunt trying to, y'all losing, y'all losing. You know, it becomes a real hostile environment.
Yeah.
It no longer becomes
That's right around the time
for the day.
Nothing like being the 3:00 game on Thanksgiving when everybody in the nation is watching you get your ass kicked.
Oh my gosh, you know what I mean? And so it no longer becomes an enjoyable experience for me.
No, it's not.
Damn, Tina, let little homie live.
I was kind of hoping maybe the Giants.
Oh, I've had it happen too. Like Broncos have played that Thanksgiving game and
not fun.
Yeah, it's all good till you have to be out there.
I
remember that one time though, Sean, you know, we broke a record on your team during Thanksgiving, and that was great.
Oh, okay. Something happened to his mic. So as for Let's Talk Football breaking news, Jared, I don't know what happened to That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We going back to the past. Wow. We going way back. That's what we're doing right now. Okay, bro. That's how we operate. That's how we're operating today. Okay, I let you come on the show. I waited for you.
You think I had to shoot for you, right? Of course you thought. You think I was
well played.
Okay.
Well, let's go. Right. Is it week? What is it? Week 3, week 4 yet? Let's go.
Oh, listen, I'm looking forward to the first matchup than Christmas, because you already know. I mean, we got to get that back about you. We owe you. You okay?
Oh yeah. Come on.
I'm waiting. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen. We hope that your offensive line can protect Jaden Daniels better than his mama do. You feel me? That's what
we need to have his mom out there.
That's what y'all hoping out there in Ashburn, right? Y'all hoping, man, we need to surround Jaden with the same mama package. That's probably what y'all call the package. Man, run the mama package. No, that way nobody touches it.
Not the mama package.
Run the mama package. Nobody touches it. Okay, I'm gonna go straight to mama. Period.
Probably do that.
Why you joking though? Maybe Josh and them might consider giving moms a 1-year deal, because she's gonna be a hell of a left tackle, boy. She blocking every. Remember the comedy special with Cat Williams talking about you gotta have blockers to keep the haters off you. Moms is out there hitting.
Be there.
Why did I look like I was just doing like a dab? Like, damn.
Definitely did.
I don't even know what I'm doing. That's just. I'm out here being
but they need it like that though. I agree.
Well, I mean, but yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you. I mean, now, how many wins do you think we're gonna get, Sean? That's the thing.
You guys or us?
Yeah, because we had like 7 last night, and that's familiar to teams like you guys. Like, I'm not used to that.
Oh,
that's y'all type of stuff.
Is that what's okay? What's familiar to us is NFC Championships. What about you guys? Is that familiar to you guys? You haven't been there. Oh, okay. We were just there. Okay, that's
right.
enough. Okay.
That's right. Red Commanders went. I got you.
Yeah.
I have to own that. I have to own that. Yeah. But as much as you guys have to own that, you guys had Daniel Snyder for quite some time.
Listen. Everybody goes through sometime, huh? So I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
5 seconds.
Jay,
back up and it's still
don't make Deacon Spencer preach, please.
Hold up. Nah, see, he gonna come out here.
Really?
Bringing it way back. You know what? It's all right, bro. It's all right. We gonna see this year.
We were doing good. You know what I'm saying? But then this took like a Halloween Havoc turn here, and it's not my fault. Okay, I came here to
Division
say
rivals
I was
always
excited about
turn
my
to play.
team, and you guys have been, and Tina, you've been silent. Your silence is complicity. Okay, you have.
I'm trying to stay out of the line of fire right now.
Yeah, he's throwing, because he is throwing
You just
haymakers
watched you guys
everywhere.
roast me the whole time. Okay, you brought up a painful past. Okay, as a fanhood, you know, I'm just reconnecting with football.
Let's
Okay,
go.
I'm
Let's
just
go.
reintroducing myself.
Why you
back
say
to the
reconnecting
game.
like your power was disconnected? Like,
It
yeah.
sure was, and
It wa-
it wasn't because they turned it off. I turned it off. I willfully didn't pay my Cowboys bill. And I said,
Yeah.
let it run off. Let it run.
Not the Cowboys, Bill.
I willfully said, you know what? We're not going to renew that subscription. Let it run out. We're not.
Nah, it's
Yeah,
more
so
like
this,
it's more like this. It's like, are you still watching? Hello?
right, you still there?
Or did you already break your TV in week 1?
Right. Right. Right.
I found out from Sean and them that we beat them when we played last year.
Oh God. Yes.
No lie.
Hey,
I
Sean,
waited till they
hold on.
recapped it.
I need to put a timeout on everybody for a minute. Ben Cornett needs to be banned for that comment.
What do you say?
He said Arthur Blank is a Timu Jerry Jones. That's not
Oh,
even right. Come on, man. Ben, I thought we were boys, man. I mean,
jeez.
I know we in the same division, but I thought we were boys. Timu
It's
Jerry
true,
Jones.
though, man. It
Wow.
really is true.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Last
True.
time I checked, hold on, Jay. Last time I checked, my team went to the NFC Championship since the last time yours went.
Okay.
Mm.
Here's the thing.
Oh.
Here's the thing. The
Oh.
being a fan for the Falcons is a narcotic. And I don't blame you right now. You're not in control.
Cowboys fan. Wait, hold on.
You're not in control.
Okay, if being a Falcon fan is like being a narcotic, then y'all must be the biggest fentanyl addicts in the NFL community.
Listen, you're absolutely right. I have all of the scars to prove.
Acknowledgement. That's the first step for the program.
I'm here to let you know that I have ridden and rosen and ride and crashed and burned with the Cowboys so many times, and I'm probably going to do it again. But yes. We're not here to talk about my team. We're here to talk about Timu Banks, okay? Okay? We're here to talk about the Falcons, okay? They're the ones who get to the big dance.
Did he say Billy Blanks?
3 points. Okay?
Did he say Billy Blanks, the Tybo guy?
Okay? Best thing about the Falcons in the last 20 years has been the Jamal Anderson, the Falcon dance, the Dirty Bird. That's it, and I love that dance, but I can't do it.
Wait, hold on. See,
I'm sorry, it wasn't the 28-point dive in the fourth quarter.
Well, hold on. Once again, Dallas Cowboy fans showing a deficiency, can't count. That Super Bowl was 30 years ago, not 20 years ago.
I mean, we got rings though. You know, we got those.
Yeah, well, yeah. I got a ring.
You know what?
I got a ring too.
Hey, well, let me ask you this.
That plus 25 cents will get you half a time of Taco Bell.
My favorite player of all time is Deion Sanders. And when he was on the 49ers, guess what happened? They got a chip. When he was on my Cowboys, he got a chip. When he was 37 and he played with the Ravens, you know what? They didn't get a chip. When he was in his prime time, you know, down there with Hammer and them, with the Falcons, I don't really recall them getting a chip.
Too legit to quit.
That's right, Sean. He did. He too legit to quit the Falcons, the house that he built 2 times over. He came over there 2 times with different teams.
See, what's really going on here, Sean? Remember when I talked about the DSM-4 before we came on the book the psychiatrists use? See, now we invited. See, what Jared doesn't realize is that he was invited here today for intervention. For right now I hear Sarah McLachlan playing in the background, but see, the number one symptom of somebody that's being intervened with is that they're trying to gaslight. So he taking all of this and he's throwing it back on me. It don't hurt me none. I knew my Falcons sucked from the get-go. We were just happy to be there.
I
knew we wasn't gonna win nothing.
Cowboys fans out here, we back. What is this blasphemy? What?
Here we go. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Be careful. That's our new subscriber, sir.
Listen.
Oh yeah.
They handing out new Kool-Aid samples at Costco. So you got to get it's real free right now to take the Kool-Aid right now with the Cowboys. I feel
they got them. Hey, I heard they got them right down there at DFW right when you get off the plane. Welcome to Dallas.
I mean, I'm just saying, man. I feel good right now. You know what I mean? I like the moves.
Hold on. Ben is allowed back on the show. That's
every time it's every year is this year. Every year is the year.
This was not to address any of the fans. This was to talk about how we felt about the schedule. We can't see that's the problem. You don't want to ever see us happy.
No, you would have one came in. You would have one came in here throwing haymakers.
Oh, I didn't throw any haymakers. I came in here quiet. I took my seat.
You came in here throwing. You came in here throwing. Don't even tell that story. You came in here throwing punches like Cuba Gooding Jr. after he got pulled over by that police officer. Boys in the Hood.
You know what this is, Tina? They want me to dim my Cowboys light, okay? And I'm not doing that. I'm not dimming my Cowboys light. Okay, I'm gonna let it shine today. Okay,
let it shine. Let it shine.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I just got it.
I got you. You got a light. I got a light. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, turn it on.
I got a leg lamp.
Turn it on, because like I said, there's some underratedness about the team right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm real in tune to my team. I follow pretty much everything that's going zones right now, and it's a new situation going on. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking I like the direction that it's going into right now. And
who's your head coach again?
Say who now?
Who's your head coach again? Did you guys get a new head coach?
Oh, his name's Shoddy. See, we already on his nickname basis.
Is it the dad? Yeah. Is it the dad? That was
Marty.
Oh, that was Marty. Oh, okay. He was the one that went to playoffs and was actually really good. What about who's this guy again?
Hey, listen, boss.
Junior? Is this Junior?
My coach's name, okay?
Junior?
Okay. His name is Shoddy. All right.
Shoddy, really? Okay.
Yeah.
We gonna see.
Yeah, we definitely gonna see. We're gonna see. It's all right. Listen. It's all for the games right now.
That's the laughter of a man that's about to go over the head.
I reserve the right to say absolutely nothing if we lose. Okay.
Yeah,
right now. You'll have no audience.
Oh, no. Oh no. I will find you. I will find you.
I will not give you the chance.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I know where you go. All right. I know where you be.
Listen, I'm taking it definitely back to old school. If we win, I'm all in your face. And if we lose, you know what? You never knew me. I never knew you. I don't even watch football. That's how it goes. I'm
gonna find you.
Listen.
I'm gonna find you.
Listen, like I said, my wife actually just got me a new Cowboys cooler, which will be doubling up as my carry-on luggage when we travel. It's awesome.
Yes, so no one will steal that.
Yeah, you're right. They'll be like, no, we're good. Just keep it
wide open.
My wife just pulled up the other day and was like, you know what? Here's the new Dallas Cowboys cooler. I'm like, okay. And I said, you know what? This looks like some carry-on luggage because you got the little extendo thing. You can lug it around.
Oh yeah.
That was what made it carry-on luggage to me, right? That's how low my standards are. But who gonna tell me this is not my carry-on luggage? Whatever my socks and shoes will be preserved cooler in that junk. Won't have nothing heated when I travel. You know what I'm saying? So if you see me, Sean,
right.
with that bag, you know what I'm saying? Know that it is a carry-on luggage and not a cooler. It's been repurposed. Just like that cooler's been repurposed. We have been used. Okay, in a good way.
Or maybe it'll turn back into the cooler, just like your
Oh,
team
man.
turns back into the pumpkin
You know what?
at midnight.
I patron your podcast. You guys talk all your combative stuff, and I keep it highbrow. I keep it
Time is coming.
highbrow.
Time is coming, sir.
That's it. I already see how this season's gonna go. It's gonna be spicy.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna
Oh
be
yeah.
spicy.
Well, what did you say a couple years ago? Salt Bay.
Oh
Put
yeah.
some Salt Bay. So let's just go ahead and bring it back. I still remember that 56 you put up on us. So come on, let's go ahead and bring this thing back. Let's go ahead.
Throw some green Tabasco on the burrito bowl. Let's do it then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Let's go. Get those jalapeno peppers and just throw them in the mix.
Listen, man,
what we doing? What we doing?
Healthy, man. That's it. I just want everybody to be healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Look.
Now I will tell you this. I will say this. This I think is really an interesting story. Now I know Aiden Ross, right? He's a podcast. He's really been under fire for some comments about some choice select ladies as of late, right? And guess who decided they probably want to try to do a podcast with him? Your boy Saquon Barkley.
Oh, wow.
I love the controversy. That's an NFC person. He's an East person. I love the controversy. I welcome it. I welcome it. Yes.
Him and his bestie. Him and his bestie. Our president.
There might be a
let him do his thing.
Who may not be, too proud or happy that association may be taking place, and I think it's juicy because us Cowboys fans. Let me just keep it buck. We have to deal with the racial undertones of Jerry Jones every week. All the time. How can you be a Cowboys fan and Jerry Jones is at the part of it?
True. It's true.
Yeah. That sounds more like Mr. Burns. You have to work on that impersonation.
They the same. They wanted the same. You're right. They wanted the same.
I still like the team. And I know how to associate who run the team from who actually is on the field playing. But that don't be good enough when I be telling y'all that. Right. So I'm looking very much forward. If Mr. Saquon Barkley decides to do that. If like this is your Russian king here. This is the guy. This is what we're doing. Yeah.
I need it. Hey, man.
All of y'all.
I need the name. I need the name of your dispensary guy, bro. Because whatever it is, I'm saying, I need some of that right now in my life.
I'm excited for the controversy.
And I'm on a long weekend too.
I just am very excited that the boys have some semblance of a pulse. I mean, last year we made no moves, and they lied to us and told us that we was eating steak, and they was
that you were all in
jelly sandwich.
All in.
And I don't ever want to hear the words "all in" ever again. You know what I'm saying?
That's what Jerry said.
I don't even say it around here no more. I'd be like, we're going to do maximum effort. I'm not going to say all in. We're going to try really hard. We're going to every catch saying all in.
He be playing poker.
Take it up to the max.
He be playing poker. He's just like, you can have all of these. You mean all in? No. I mean, you can have all of those. That's what
right. That's it.
Just all of that.
Exactly.
Well, look, yo, real quick, before we let you go, Tina and I talked about this.
Yeah,
we've already talked about Washington. Obviously, you guys and Philly, the three teams that are the top part of the division. The Giants, we know they got Abdul Carter. That's trying to cement that D line. They also got Russ and Jackson Dart and Jameis and a couple wide receiver. Could they? I personally think that they could potentially shock some people and potentially fight for a wild card spot. Do you think they're going to be another bad year, or do you think that addition to the D line is going to spark some in New York?
First and foremost, I think that the whole NFC East, I don't know whether, it's just by circumstance, but it seems like all of the teams had a very decent offseason towards getting better. Making solid moves that will make sure that they're at least, stacking those pieces together. So focusing on the Giants, I mean, at the beginning of the offseason, they really wanted to solidify, the QB spot. with some
Mhm.
veterans. And whether they drafted a guy, the public probably wouldn't have liked it, but they still would have been good with Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston. I mean, those guys are definitely, at least in my opinion, better than Daniel Jones. So
Mhm.
I thought that they were going to get Shador. I didn't know that Shador went to the interview and told him, you know what, I run this. So that wasn't an option. So
Yeah.
they went Jackson Dart. I wasn't the biggest Jackson Dart fan as far as him being a first round, talent, but it only takes one or two teams for you to feel that way, and they pulled the trigger. So I will tell you this. I mean, if they can get somebody that can consistently, get the ball out on time and be, stay away from turnovers like Daniel Jones used to do, I think that they'll be, solid there. They got Malik Neighbors. And I think they'll be able to kind of spread that around, and they're a young team. Now on the defense, look out. You got
Mhm.
Abdul Carter on one end, and you got Thibodeau and Burns on the other end. So they got depth. Then they got Dexter Lawrence in the middle. And
Mhm.
when they had those teams that took them to the Super Bowl, they had a good, strong, rush where you can only
Tough.
rush. They can rush
And
4 or 3 and get home.
Yep.
And I bet I'll challenge you right now. Name anybody from the secondary from those teams.
Nobody.
That right. It didn't matter because they could get home. And so
Yeah.
I think that they're pretty solid, at least with their front seven on defense. And I don't know if they can get, to the playoffs, but I don't think that they're going to be an easy out. But if they commit to the young guy early, I know that it would be probably wishful thinking that he would beat these guys out in training camp, which I just think is doubtful. I just really do. I'm not like I just think that Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston are serviceable. They can win you a couple games. I think, especially Wilson. You know what I mean? I'm not as low on him as everybody is, but I'm not as high as he is either. I don't think he's in a better position than he was when he was in Pittsburgh. I mean, he's got one young stud in Neighbors, and then everybody else. As far as I know, I don't think did they address the wide receiver position like talking about in the draft. I don't remember.
I believe they got a guy in the draft. I got to remember who it is, but I know they still have Wayman Tisdale.
The old basketball player.
No, yeah, that's what I thought. No, it's the guy from Ole Miss, but his name is somewhat similar to that.
Got you.
And then they re-signed Darius Slayton to go with Neighbors.
Darius Slayton's an underrated deep threat. You know what I mean? He's not doing anything right home about.
They got Scatterbo too. Yeah, running back.
Okay, now them getting Scatterbo kind of put fear in my heart a little bit because he runs the ball real hard. He's an NFC East back for sure.
Yes.
And he's gonna rock the 44, so he's gonna try to run hard like Ahmad Bradshaw used to do for them back in the day. But I think they're gonna be. I think they're heading in the right direction. The one thing about Brian Daboll is he did get them a playoff win with Daniel Jones as his quarterback, so it's not like he is utter trash. However, this is the last hurrah here, so it kind of reeks of that too because they kind of spam the QB button with Wilson and Jameis, and they drafted a rookie, so clearly he wants to get that part correct, and he's got a couple lotto tickets to see if he's hitting between these three options. And so if I was a betting man, I guess Wilson starts first. But, who knows? J-Bo may come out there and be like, hey, I'm feeling like at my FSU days, and he's slinging it too. But that's a good problem that the Giants want to have because, they're going to try to probably pound the rock with Scatterbo and whoever's in the backfield. I think it's Tracy. And they're going to try to get that going so they don't really have to rely on the QB like that, right? Spam Neighbors like that. I know they may have a couple of serviceable people at the tight end spot, but they're moving in the right direction. But I tell you right now, the defense though, I'm keeping watch yourself. I wouldn't sleep on the D line for sure.
Yeah, very concerned about that part of their defense, and I think they really addressed that. So I'm 100% in agreement with you because I also they piggybacked off what the Eagles did, what worked for them. We know the Eagles didn't have to blitz the entire Super Bowl because those front four guys that were able to get home. And to your point, those great Giants teams that were able to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl with Eli Manning at quarterback had OCU Manura, Michael Strahan, Justin Tuck. You know what I mean? All guys that could get home by themselves. So where, to your point, you didn't know who the heck was in the secondary, but you didn't need to know. You just had to get enough points and stop them on defense, and you'd be good.
And this might be a bold take, but I do think that the NFC East is going to flip as far as halves. I think that the Cowboys and Giants are really going to get after it on the D line based on what they did on the offseason and and due to some of the guys that you lost, like Fowler, who was your leading sack guy last year.
He was just a piece.
And with the Eagles losing some guys as well on their D line, from the Super Bowl team, I think you guys are poised to kind of flip flop as far as who's really going to be leading at pass rush. So what I guess I'm saying is, don't be surprised if the two boys from Penn State are leading, in sacks, with Abdul Carter and Michael Parsons.
Oh, I can believe it. I can believe
for the
it.
NFC East at the very least, you know what I mean? I think because I think Abdul Carter's coming there a little PO. They kind of he tried to come in there and be like, hey, I want to use LT's number, and LT was like, boy, please.
Nah, he's like, nah, you ain't doing it.
Use my number. What were you ever thinking? Absolutely.
Nah.
You thought we were.
And then he tried to get Phil Simms number 2, and Phil number 11. Phil Simms was like, yeah.
They were at least nice about it. They said no, thank you.
Right.
LT.
Yeah.
Would you?
He was like, no.
You thought I was going to let you use it?
Who are you?
Yeah. Right. Absolutely not. Nah. He was like, that's going to give me motivation. I think he's going to be motivated to get after it, man. But I think the Giants probably just missed the playoffs. But I do think they have moved themselves closer to being viable for that last wild card spot. That last wild card spot, I think they'll later into the season
they'll be in the hunt
for that.
Absolutely, yeah, they'll definitely be in the hunt. They will definitely be in the hunt. All right, look, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I want to spend a special shout out to these guys: Anthony Handy, Jared Harmon.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all jumping in here. Jared, I know you got a lot of stuff that you've been producing lately, and as far as your music and whatnot, anything new on the horizon?
Or? I mean, it's the summertime, you know what I mean? So I'm definitely looking forward to doing some gigs and stuff like that.
Heard it too,
but
I heard it
in the meantime, if you want to check me out on my Mixcloud or SoundCloud or email, I have a lot of great R&B mixes and gospel mixes that I do. And, if you're interested, definitely feel free to reach out to me. But as always, I love being part of the Let's Talk Football family and to get to talk with you guys about my Cowboys. But certainly, definitely check me out.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely get in touch with him. We'll put the links and all that stuff in the description of the show. Real quick, before we get out of here, I wanted to send a special birthday shout out to a friend of the Let's Talk Football community, the son of one of the hosts, Will Kramer's son, Patrick Kramer, turned 6 years old today. Happy birthday, Patrick. Got a chance to go down there and see him not this past year, but the year before that when we went to go see the North Carolina versus South Carolina game. And just a cool kid. He sat there and he was working, about to get started in T-ball. So he just had me pitching him softballs, and I did that for probably about 45 minutes my arm got tired, and I was just like, all right, Papa Will, come take over. I can't do this anymore. But Patrick, great kid, great fun, showed me around their whole place and everything. And so definitely wanted to wish him a happy birthday. The next line in LTF community of anchors and hosts and whatnot. But look, we got to get out of here. We appreciate you being on here for this little extra long show, 90 minutes. And hey, it's breaking news. We wanted to talk to you. We appreciate you guys joining us. So for my guy, Mr. Jared Harmon, Dinklage, aka Anthony Handy, aka Mr. Fingers, aka every impersonation that he can think of. And you see her
And
over
you
here.
have yet to ask a pimp what he got going on. Once again, Mr. Man over here got all the love when he came on, and then he was like, "And we got Anthony." Then we getting ready to leave.
Handy, I talk to you
man.
every day. I talk to you everything. What you got going on, Andy? Yeah.
Not a damn thing, but you gotta ask of him. I'm about to leave this room and go in the next room over, and make myself a bacon sandwich.
Okay, get off.
Tina, do you have anything going on?
No, I can't.
So I don't make the mistake again.
I don't do impersonations.
For the host of Mile High Minutes and Denver Broncos fan Tina Winter, it is your boy Sean Spencer. Definitely stay tuned for what we got going on. I know college show is going to come out. I know
next week.
Yeah, we'll be back with this. I don't know. Washington Football Weekly might be coming back soon, talking about the draft and stuff like that. But other than that, just pay attention. Like I say, 100 days till college football, if I'm not mistaken, like 17 Saturdays or something.
As I heard a radio host put it today, we have crossed the college football Rubicon. There are now more days behind us since the college football championship, and then there are 2 kickoff.
Okay, perfect. I'm all for it. And I'm all for seeing if Bill Belichick actually makes it to the regular season, or if Jordan decides to sabotage everything.
Yeah, that's your special teams coordinator right there, Jordan.
Yes, and I'm sure she has a bigger role. She's probably assistant coach.
Oh, yeah, she worked the special teams.
Oh yeah. Yes, she does.
Yeah, that's what she does.
Yes, she does. She's the special player consultant.
Yeah, she's in charge of the Bills player personnels.
Oh, hey, she's in charge of them daggone Pilates. I don't want to talk about her. She's a distraction. She is a distraction. Period. Period.
Leave the screen.
Oh my goodness. Yo, we're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you being here, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.
All right.
Washington had no hesitation this offseason. They hired Bob Myers, special consultant.
They're taking advantage of the fact that players and celebrities